the Italian stallion, the boss, the Cagiva 500, the biggest two-stroke Cagiva ever made. What an absolutely stunning machine. Now, we've had a lot of CR500s here come through, and I'm a CR500 guy, but I gotta admit, this is one of the coolest looking dirt bikes I've ever seen. This was owned by Bob Hogan from Hogan Cycles. Bob's pretty much a local legend. He's been in the motorcycle industry since the 60s, and this was his personal bike. This is a one-owner bike. Bob bought this bike brand new. It was in his showroom for the last, well, since 85, so what's that, 37 years. And I'm not sure how, but Larry the Destroyer, you know, Larry flipped over the CR500 out front here, somehow talked Bob into selling this. He paid a pretty penny for it, and he was buying some other bikes and ended up selling it to us, so we took it in and did quite a bit of work to it. We put over $3,000 of parts and labor into it. It is absolutely freaking gorgeous. It's definitely a trophy bike now. Mario, can you get the swing arm? A lot of people asked who saw the pictures of this, do we have a stock swing arm? Yes, we have a stock swing arm. I love the way it looks with this swing arm that's on here. We put quite a bit of time and energy into getting this bike looking the way it is. That's the stock swing arm. That's a stock Cagiva 500 swing arm. Painted, not polished. This one's, the paint was stripped and polished. Take a close look at the rims on this. These are the original factory rims on this bike, and they're absolutely freaking gorgeous. No dents in them, just beautiful, nice shiny, original aluminum factory rims. The original hub's in great shape. This is the original sprocket that Bob had on it when he hill climbed it in 1985. Now, there's a story. There's always a story behind everybody, especially with Bob Hogan. If you know him, you know what I'm talking about. This one here, he challenged the New England Hill Climb champion on a CR500 to a best 2 out of 3 at Munson, Mass. And Bob smoked him in 2 out of 3 runs. And on a CR500 on this Cagiva, it's a kick-ass bike. It's got just as much horsepower as a CR500, maybe more. We haven't dynoed it. And it's very, very unique. I believe less than 1,000 of these were made. And when you look at it closely, you can see it's got some real high-end components on it. Right out of the box, the WP 4054 front forks. The triple clamps are polished aluminum. Just absolutely beautiful. It's got a Brembo disc brake in the front. This is the original. Look at the. Now see, Bob only used this for hill climbing. Okay, so it probably has less than a couple, maybe 2-3 hours ride time on it. The engine is original. It's never been cracked open. The front rim still has a sticker on it. Still has the Akron sticker on there. The chrome on the front forks. Yes, this was in his showroom for 45 years, so it's still beautiful like new. We polished the aluminum lowers here. We polished the lowers on both sides. We polished the rim. We probably have 15 hours of labor into polishing this. We polished the triple clamps. We did put a brand new set of Renthal handlebars. Take a close look at the bars. They're absolutely beautiful. It also has a brand new front fender and a brand new front number plate. Now, you Cagiva guys out there, I guarantee you've never seen a cooler set of graphics. Christy spent quite a bit of time on this. One night we're trying to come up with what is a good name for a Cagiva, the 500. So we came up with an Italian, the Italian family, the boss, if you know what I'm saying. Read between the lines, the boss. This is the 500, the biggest, baddest one of all. The big block 500, the boss. And she also did that logo in the Italian flag colors with the Cagiva factory graphic on the side here. Going into the number plate, this is a brand new number plate. We used the Cagiva elephant with the trunk up for good luck. And she did this as all custom Campione de Motocross, champion of motocross. And this is the FIM, Federazione Motociclista Italiana. FIM, that's the AMA equivalent for the FIM. The seat, Bob had repulsored this seat back in the 80s. He had it custom upholstered. I think it's a leather, but I'm not positive. It's absolutely beautiful gray. It came from the factory with the Öhlins rear shock. They called it a soft damp monoshock rear suspension, soft damp. It's an Öhlins shock. Today that shock would set you back $1,700 roughly. It came with the carburetor that's on the bike. If you take a close look here on this side here, you can see it's a Dell'Orto carburetor. Now, if this is my bike, I would put a new PWK Air Striker on. They're a lot easier to jet than the Bing, and this is the original 40-year-old carb, so We cleaned it, but it's not jetted perfectly yet, so it's not revving out completely on the top end like it did when it was new. We got to change the jets around or something. But I would put a PWK air striker on there. Bow disc brake in the front, drum brake in the rear. You can see the original factory hub is in mint condition. The brake cable, the brake cable broke when I was riding it, so we're gonna have to see if we can order another one of those. Bob made this custom extended brake arm here, and that's painted gold. The swing arm is polished factory aluminum. It has I think it's a 12-inch extension on the swing arm. Has a brand new gold chain, Renthal sprocket. You can see the original pegs are in mint condition, as is the brake lever. It's never been damaged or crashed or bent. Bob was a pro level rider. You can see the Kickstarter's in mint condition. The engine cases and the head are in mint condition, like it just came out of the box. There's no damage anywhere. The original radiators, if you take a close look at the radiators, they have the factory original covers on them, and there are no bent fins. If he didn't race motocross, he hill climbed it, right? It's never taken roost to the front of the radiator ever. These are probably the nicest set of radiators on a Cagiva 500 on the planet. Most people rode them off-road, and rocks would jump up and tell him he hill climbed on a sand hill. It's the only place he used this thing. If you look at the back of the radiators, they're mint shape. The exhaust system is, in my opinion, kind of a work of art too. Look at the way the exhaust system swoops down here, comes up. There's no dents in the exhaust system, indicating he did not race this off-road. You can see it's in mint condition. The Cagiva logo is actually embossed into the exhaust on it. This thing's absolutely a work of art. If you're looking for something to put in your restaurant or your bar, put it on display, this would be a kick-ass bike. If you want to race vintage racing, well, the only thing I would do is put a modern carburetor on it so it's jetted perfectly, and just send it. You know, it's ready to go. The White Power forks and Nolan shocks were the best you could buy of that period. A set of forks like this today would set you back well over $2,000. There's about close to $4,000 with a suspension on this bike. If you took a Honda and you wanted to put WP forks on it, and an Olin shock and custom aluminum triple clamps, you're going to spend over $4,000. And it came with the Acront wheels. The Italians did not skimp. They really, really did things right. You can see the original foot peg's never been bent. The shifter's never been bent. It's an original factory shifter. Junior, come around this side here. I want to show him the engine cases on this side. Excellent condition. He did have a chain derail at one point, and it broke the original factory case guard right here. It did its job, but he didn't put a replacement on it. He didn't ride it after that. It just sat in his showroom for the last 35 years. So it needs a new case protector. You'd have to get a case protector, and the 2 bolts, not a big deal, easy thing to do. It did not damage the engine cases. They're still in good condition. The shifter is in excellent condition. Again, the pegs are in excellent condition. The original Cagiva chain guide, upper and lower, in good condition. You can see the swing arms polished. The rear rim, this is, again, the original factory Acront rim, in outstanding condition. The bearings are nice and tight on the rear end, indicating the low hours use. And you can even see the chain guide right here. These are usually all torn up, you know, from the chain slopping around. That's not the case on this bike, because this thing has no time on it. It was a hill climber, and he only raced it for a season or two. And it's been in his showroom. That's the original factory baffle, original exhaust. The engine's been beautifully repainted. The frame's been touched up. All the aluminum's been polished. I got a work order over $3,000 of parts and labor, and of course it's got this kick-ass graphics package by Christy Steiger, and it comes with the stock swing arm. If you want to race this in vintage motocross, well, I'd send the suspension to Factory Connection or to Coppersmith probably, and have them redo it for your weight and riding style. Set the gearing for your tracks, put the stock swing arm on, and put a carb on. You got yourself a world-class limited production. You'll have the only Cagiva 500 at the AHMRA at Nationals, or put it on display. Check out the rear tire. This is one of the, can you zoom in real close to this tire, Junior? Look at this. These are the longest, hairiest knobs I've ever seen on a knobby. They got to be 3/4 of an inch long. This is a Pirelli Scorpion tire. That's what it came with originally. It's a brand new Pirelli Scorpion and a brand new tube. And on the front, we got a matching Pirelli Scorpion on the front here. Soft terrain Pirelli Scorpion, just beautiful. I got the tire a little bit dirty across the street. We'll give it a bath. It's going in the museum on display. It'll be a feature piece in the museum here till it finds a new home. It's not going to be cheap, because we put a lot of money into it, and it's a really rare exclusive piece. So hopefully whoever buys it will maintain it the way Bob did, which is to say, well, he basically never rode it. Sat in his private showroom, and he had many offers over the years Finally sold it to Larry. Bob's getting up there. He's almost 80 years old, and he's closing his shop. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more great bikes to come. And as always, God bless America. God bless Italy for world-class bikes like this Cagiva, the boss.